Hey, it's time to dish with D. That's me. Thank you for clicking this video, making yourself a priority. I am Denise. It is time for a little mini collab. It is. And I decided to do this little collab with my friend Danielle Nicole. Why? Because Danielle and I have similar journeys in a way where we recently switched from Weight Watchers to tracking macros and calories. So I will have her channel linked. It's just her and I down below. So go check out her video today on why she's choosing calories at this time over Weight Watchers. And let's first just say, thank you, Danielle. Number two, let's secondly just say, this is not a slam against Weight Watchers. I want to put that out there first and foremost. I love Weight Watchers. I lost and became a Weight Watchers lifetime member over 115 pounds. I love the plan. I actually love the blue plan. But at this time, it's just, and I'll explain all that, but I want to come out and say, I'm still a member. I still pay for my monthly membership because I'm trying to get back to goal. So I'm still paying for Weight Watchers. I'm looking at that. Okay, sorry. Squirrel. I have an ingrown, no, let's not even talk about it. I pay for my membership because I want to get back to lifetime. I want to get back there. I want to get that free seat. And I'm trying my darndest because I miss going to meetings. That to me was what set Weight Watchers apart from any other weight loss plan, was the in-person meetings. And if I can get back to goal, get these 10 pounds off, I can go back to the franchise, which is about 6 minutes from my house. To go 45 minutes to the international is just not feasible for me at this time, but I absolutely can make the 6 minutes at the franchise. And the franchise, funny, will not see me for the, I am Weight Watchers over goal lifetime member. So with international, I pay $14.95 a month for meetings and app. If I were to go to the franchise, they would charge me $54. They don't honor the Weight Watchers lifetime membership deal, as you want to call it. So I'm honestly paying $54 a month versus paying $15. I'd rather pay $15. I do attend some Zoom meetings occasionally. I used to go to in-person when it was closer, but they moved. Oh God, it's been a year now. God, it's since last April they moved. And it's just further, and I just can't do half hour, 45, it's actually 40 minutes each way for a half hour meeting. But I do love the Weight Watchers plan. I love the simplicity of it. I do, because it takes all these things that I'm counting now down to a science. It is a science. It is, it's done for you. It's, it's thought out. It's something that is high fat, has higher points, something that is high protein, has lower points. It's all connected. Like, points sometimes really don't make sense to us. They don't, but to Weight Watchers they do. And we'll talk a little bit about that. But right now I need a little more structure. And Weight Watchers with the 0 point foods is not giving me that. It is not. I always say, and people love Weight Watchers, and my famous line, and I say it all the time, I'm going to say it again, say it with me, things work until they don't. Does it mean it's Weight Watchers is a bad plan? But at this season of my life, that's my favorite new line too, season of my life, it's not the plan that's going to help me get to my goal. It's not. I've been fooling around since 2021. Here we are, 2024, and I've actually gained a little bit because I've been trying to lose weight, get these, I was actually trying to get way under goal back in 2021, and I wound up gaining. How funny is that? And I have to finally say, stop. You're not going to be successful here. It's great to keep me at maintenance, but it's not getting me the extra weight that I need off. I need a little bit more structure. So I've decided I guess it's been a little over a month now, to track macros and calories. Funny thing is, when I decided to do that, Trainist approached me about the app that they were starting, and it's brand new. It's still in the beta stages. He's like, would you share this app with your subscribers and followers? It's a new app and it's totally free, and it checks, and I thought, checks macros and calories. Okay. Because I was going to do My Fitness Pal, but I didn't realize that My Fitness Pal, you have to the pro version to have the scanner. And we all know the scanner's where it's at. Scanner's where it's at. So when I saw that Trainist had that for free, I thought, well, this is all new to me anyway, because I've never fully tracked, Mac for more than a couple of days significantly. And when I was tracking it back in the day, I would just track it on a piece of paper because I was just seeing where I was. So I started using that. And I will have a link down below for the Trainist app. It's totally free. It is a refer a friend link. They want to see if I, bring them any new customers. I don't make anything off of it. It's just, who comes from Dish with D. Because, if they want to keep me on as an ambassador, I guess, or product. So again, if you want to try it out, it's totally free. It once you put all your information in, it figures out your macros and calories for you. But why? Why did you change it? What did you learn? I needed more structure. I did. And that was why I changed. I needed more structure. 0-point foods are great, but they have calories, they have macros. I don't know. And Weight Watchers are not a slam against Weight Watchers, but they're not tracking everything. And they can't know if you're eating enough if you don't track it. 0-point foods, you don't have to track, you don't have to count. Well, if I don't have to, how do I know that I'm doing right for myself? You don't. And I called them out on Instagram for that, and they deleted my comment. So I put it on again, because you can't sit there and say you are doing well if everything is in your app. So I needed more accountability, and actually needed more flexibility, because, and maybe you can relate to this, maybe you can't. Things that are low in calorie are high in points sometimes. Depends on what it's made of. If it's high fat, if it's high carb, it's a little bit higher in points. But if it's high in protein and low in everything else, it's low in points. So I sometimes couldn't wrap myself around that, because there are certain things that I wanted. And if everything is on the menu, then I shouldn't be penalized. And I am. I'm penalized for things on Weight Watchers that don't align with their algorithm. So I could pay. My famous one is the coconut nog that I wanted at Christmas time. I think it was either 110 calories, it was very low, but it was 6 points. So you think about it, you have 23 points a day, and you have a 6-point eggnog. That's 6 points out of your day. And it's on the table, everything's on the table, so I should be able to have it. But that's 6 points. I only get 23. Yes, there's weeklies. But how many times can we dip into weeklies? If you're not earning enough, you could dip in as much as you want. They're going to disappear. So if indeed, and that's just one food. So you have several foods that day or something like that. You're going to not eat enough, because caloric-wise, it's 90 to 100 calories, but 6 points. So if you're eating foods like that, you're not getting the nutrition that you need, because you're not going to be eating enough. And when I realized that, when I started counting calories and macros and seeing that, and seeing oh my gosh, I'm out of points, but I still have 600 calories to eat. I only get 1,300. So if I'm still under 600, that's significantly under eating, because 1,373 is my sweet spot to lose weight, not to maintain weight. So if I'm here at 700-800, that's significantly a problem. So I started counting, and I started seeing that I was eating more, because I started looking at that number, seeing that I needed to reach that. So, and you could say, well, I'm not hungry. Well, what I started to do was having higher pointed breads, cheeses, bringing cheese back, because I'm not going to pay 3 points for a slice of cheese, but I'll pay 70 calories for a piece of cheese. Much more doable in 1,300 calories to throw a set. I wouldn't pay 3 points. It's that's why you would see a lot of things. I would say, I didn't put cheese in it. It's not worth it. It wasn't. For 3 points, it was not worth it. But for the calories, it totally is. It's a little bit more flexibility, for the way that I like to eat. I like to eat certain things that sometimes don't align with Weight Watchers. Not all the time, but obviously, if you're going to punish me for eating something and it's not even significant, then I'm going to undereat. That's just the nature of the beast. So you have to look at that parallel and see that, you don't realize in the beginning that you're not eating enough, because in the beginning it works. In the beginning you lose. And all of a sudden you don't. And then the reason you're not losing is because you stopped not eating enough, and your body's finally caught up and saying, hey, this is not enough. And especially if you're a person that works out and you're gaining, if you ever look at an app, 95% of the apps that you have, if you have your fitness attached to it, it knows the workouts you're doing, it knows what you're burning and your heart rate and all that. So it gives you, that's why you get weekly points, because it's giving you, because you're supposed to eat more. You're supposed to eat more. So if your calories are going up and your points are going up, but you're not eating them and you're working out like a crazy person, that's not healthy. It's not. And I think we're you know, a lot of people are geared to not going into those weekly points. We're afraid. And if we've never dipped into them and now we try, it's going to feel like we're overeating. And technically we're not. But there, you know, that's a whole other video. But, you know, what does it do for me to see the breakdown of macros and calories, you might ask? It's good to see the types of foods that I choose. Like, I tend to look at those numbers. Like, I want to have my carbs not too crazy. I keep it on, it gives me, I think, up to 120 is what my 125. So I want to see that number. Do I go over it? Sometimes, you know, but not all the time. It's there. And I can keep my little side eye on it. Same thing with protein. Like, I may be geared to something in protein to higher my protein goal up, but still have decent 160 calories for 30 grams of protein. That's insanity. Protein keeps you fuller longer. Or even foods. When you realize the amount of protein in chicken and turkey and pork, you didn't know that because we didn't ever track it. It's insane. Cottage cheese, sardines. I have a whole video on protein, but we don't look at that because we're told not to. But to be able to be on a healthy lifestyle journey, you need to know what's the foods that you're eating. You need to know what macronutrients are in there. What is a good carb versus a bad carb? How can I get more protein? So Weight Watchers is not telling you that. They're saying we're doing the job for you. A little bit. But for me at this, you know, in this season of my life, I need more. I need more. And that is why I'm choosing to do this. Now, I'm hoping upon hope that once I reach the goal of my 10 pounds, that I will be able to go back to WW and maybe do a maintenance and see how it goes. Maybe it won't work. I don't know. I'm willing to try because I do love the plan. I do love the simplicity of it. I do love the fact that points are very quick and very easy. But sometimes you have to give up something for quick and easy. So you have to decide the way them, and you know, you have to decide that. And when they sit there and say, you don't need to weigh and measure your food, you do. Because bottom line, on any plan, it's all about portion control. Serving sizes. You look at any item. I don't think I have one here. I did a haul on this. Every food has serving size. You have to stick to what the serving size is. That's why a food scale is huge. Weighing grams. Mostly everything you food has gram measurements. And you will get more chips than 14 sometimes when you weigh it in grams. So it's definitely, it's just a different way to approach it. And sometimes we just need to change. There's nothing wrong with change because sometimes we just get complacent. We just get stagnant. Like anything else. You get, and I'm tired of going through the motions. It's like I'm tired of trying to make the plan work. It doesn't for me right now. It doesn't. Maybe when they come out with a new plan, maybe something will be different. It's, you know, and I can't sit there and stay on a plan for like my YouTube channel. Like I'm going to say Weight Watchers because that's my YouTube channel was built on. So I feel you would want to follow somebody that's just going through the motions. You want to follow somebody that's doing a realistic journey. And in a journey, sometimes we change course. Sometimes we do. You know, it's still healthy lifestyle. And I just want you to know that there's other things out there in life. And there's other things you can choose. I get asked, is counting calories harder? In the beginning, because now I did talk to somebody who said, don't count your non-starchy vegetables. Really, what's the point? And she's right. I mean, I'm not tracking my salad anymore. So yeah, you could sit there and that's a little like loophole, you could say. And you say, oh, D, you're not following correctly. Honestly, I don't think counting cucumbers, tomatoes, and lettuce is really going to make that much of a difference. I mean, some things, if I'm sitting there, maybe and once you put it in the train of step, it's right there, you have to go down and find it and hit it again. So you could actually build a meal, build your salad, and just hit salad, and it'll put it right in there for you. So, and that's with any app. I think most apps have that. So it's harder because it's different. I've heard many people say, oh, I tried it, and Weight Watchers is so much easier. It's easier because you've done it for how many years? That's in a nutshell. It's easier because you're used to it. We have to give things I say give it a month. You have to give it a month. I don't think a week is enough. I think you have to give it a month. And you will see how all of a sudden, like I did that with when I was doing just healthy, I would complain about, I said healthy isn't as user-friendly as Weight Watchers because I wasn't doing it. Once I did a whole month of healthy, I got very user-friendly with it because I didn't do, and I always suggest this, to not do both apps. Take a break from one. I don't know, because I see people that are tracking on 2 and 3 apps. There's no reason to do that. If you're tracking on 3 apps, the first app isn't working, and that's why you're looking for 2 and 3 apps. Pick one app and stick with it. I'm telling you from experience, you will get better because you're only giving your full energy to that app. When you're spread in 3 different directions, yeah, you're going to pick the easiest road. Let's face it, we're going to. And I'm telling you just from experience that it gets easier when you just do that. And there's no reason to track on 3 apps. If you're tracking on 3 apps, that's got to drive you a bit nuts. I track just for give you guys points, but I really don't track in Weight Watchers at all. I track to get, if I don't know the points because we're still in the same plan that I've been on, so I kind of know the points. If I don't, that's the only time I'm in the app, is to find, if I put a recipe in there for you, or if I need to share something that's brand new that I've never had, I will look. But I'm going to be 150% honest, I am not tracking Weight Watchers at all, other than that. It's you have to really reevaluate why you're on this journey. You have to sit there and put yourself first and challenge yourself. Nothing is ever gained with just sitting there and going through the motions. Sometimes it has to be hard. It has to. I wouldn't have kids if it was easy. We do things that are hard because we want to have children. So you do that. And I remember thinking when I was pregnant, I'm thinking, did I think this through? I have to get something the size of a watermelon out, something the size of a peach. Did I really think that through? I was scared. I literally was scared. And then if I never tried it, I would never have my kids. And we have to go out of our comfort zone for results. If you're struggling and you've been struggling, you have to. You have to. I mean, I know it's so safe and comfortable to be under something that you know, back and forth, up and down, left and right. I do. But it's not getting you where you need to go. It's not getting you to your goals. And your goals are sustainable weight loss. Now, do I eat anything different? I eat more. I eat more of anything I want. Like today, you'll see what I eat in a day next week. I bought a loaf of Cheesecake Factory brown bread. I would have never bought that on Weight Watchers. I would have been, oh no, I can't have that. But I'm like, I can have that. I could fit that in. And honestly, it wasn't bad. It was only 2 points on Weight Watchers. So I didn't think that was bad for an 80-calorie slice of bread. That was phenomenal. I didn't think that was bad. So you absolutely, and that's the thing, we would never look at food like that. We're all into the light bread. Gotta have light bread, gotta have light bread. Honestly, a regular slice of bread is maybe, I think 40 calories is a light bread. You can get an 80, 90 calorie slice of bread. Definitely more points, but more substantial, more satiating, and it'll keep you full. It's like anything. Me putting that, I don't think twice about adding a slice of cheese on something now because I could fit that in. Do I want to waste 3 points? No way. That's 3 points out of my 23 points. I'm not, but I will do. So I think it's making you look at food as food and not just as points. And there's the difference. It's food. It's not a point. It's food. And you could fit those foods in on a calorie counting diet. Lifestyle. Gotta get that word. Lifestyle. You can fit more in. Same thing when I was talking about the fat-free cottage cheese versus 1% cottage cheese. Fat-free cottage cheese is 0 points on Weight Watchers, 1% you have to count. There's 400 more milligrams of sodium per serving in the fat-free versus the 1%. The calorie difference is ridiculously 15 or 20 calories difference. That's nothing, in my opinion. I'm sorry. That's nothing. And I'd rather pay that in points, because I was, back when I was tracking Weight Watchers, to have that less sodium, because I don't think having that much sodium in a serving of cottage cheese, which, is it half a cup or 2/3 of a cup, which is, 425 milligrams of sodium is ridiculously high for a little piece of cottage cheese. Just saying. So definitely, I want you to look at food as food. Not something that's points, because points doesn't tell you anything. It's not telling you, and if you're like me, who really doesn't gravitate as much to the 0 point foods as some people, I was, blowing through points because that's not how I want to eat. I want to eat what I want to eat. And that's, be who you are. Be who you are. Eat the way you want to eat. And I feel like I have a little bit more choices. I feel like my choices were very limited on Weight Watchers. and I made the best of what I had, but I'm seeing that there's a whole new world out there. And I will tell you, every day, when I double track on WW Points, I'm always over. Always. Always. And half the time, I'm still under calories. I'm like I may be 50 to 100 under calories, and I'm like 8 to 10 points over points. To see that, and it's just, it's educating yourself. It's taking hold of your journey and doing it a really healthy way. It's eating the foods that you want and not feeling guilty. Like, guilt is the worst thing we can serve ourselves. If you're eating something that's way high in points, but not in calories, and you're sitting there feeling guilty about it, and then you won't eat lunch because you've eaten 13 points. Like, I had a piece of toast last week the other day. Well, when you see this, will probably be last week. It was ridiculously high in points, but I'm like, the real is it's not in calories. So if I sat there and felt guilty about that meal and not eaten, again, I would be doing myself a disservice. You know, you do your body a disservice. Your body needs food. It needs energy. It needs nutrition. And the way to do it is, I feel like if you're stuck, and how many people have tried the new way of tracking the train app and have told me that they were eating too less. I've heard that several times. I really think, between you and me, I think it's this algorithm that's me. Because I've never seen this as much as I see it now since Personal Points. When Personal Points came around, because it's the same algorithm as Personal Points, everybody I hear is under eating. I think that's a significant problem. It is. It is. It's a problem. So I don't know. I'm hoping when the Weight Watchers gets their new program, hopefully this year, I don't know. If you know, let me know. I haven't heard anything, but I would think maybe this year might be the year. I'm hoping the algorithm changes and maybe we'll see a difference. Of course, I'm not sure how many different algorithms can they have, because it's like I've seen at least 4. So how many things can you count and not count to get a point? Still, I don't know. But, you know, I'm just here to say that there's other ways. If you're struggling, don't feel bad. If you need help, don't feel bad. Reach out. Try something new. Go out of your comfort zone. And you need to do it more than a week. I say give it a whole month. And see, weigh and measure, count, meet those goals. Now, like I said, keep your, it'll give you a decent protein goal. It's not give you a crazy protein goal. Because I was watching a nutrition girl on, I think she's very, very smart. And she was saying about protein is important. She said, but you cannot have a humongous protein goal because we're not bodybuilders. We're not working out like to build muscle, like hardcore. So to eat that amount of protein, you're going to have to have a lot of supplements. And I don't know, but I can't afford these. So I keep my protein goal between 80 and 100 that I could reach with food, with chicken, with turkey, with eggs, with cottage cheese. So I can meet those goals, and I can sustainably meet those goals, because guess what? We want sustainability. We want to keep this off. You have to make sustainable changes you can continue. We're not on diets. We're on ways to eat better that we can continue. And that is what you do. You can't have an unrealistic goal and expect to keep meeting it for the rest of your life. If you're like me, I'm 57 years old. You know, I have to do what I can do and what I can afford to do for my budget as well. So I hope this helps. I hope this gives you an idea of why I'm doing this and the difference I'm seeing in the types of foods that I'm eating. And to see the breakdown, it's very, very helpful. And to eat without guilt, you know, that's been really huge. And to eat things that you thought, like I said, cheese was off the table. I didn't want to spend the points for cheese. And I would say to myself, well, it doesn't really add that much. No, it doesn't really add that much. But what the heck, if I can fit it in, I'm gonna. You know, and I always have low-fat cheese. I don't have full-fat cheese. I don't have fat-free cheese. I always go right in the middle with a lot of things. And that's how I live. I don't go here. I don't go here. I go right in the middle. I'm Switzerland. I stay in the middle, and I think that's the best place to be, is in the middle. Fat-free is just not sustainable. And high-fat, honestly, I can't afford a high-fat diet. You know, with my family history of heart disease, that's why low-fat foods came out. I have low-fat. That works for us, and it's good too. So that is it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if it was helpful, and go check out Danielle. I have her link down below. Thank you, Danielle, for participating with me. It was fun. I knew you'd be the person. Like I said, Your plan works until it doesn't. I'm not here to slam Weight Watchers. I'm just here to tell you that there's other options. And if you're struggling, you need to stop, take a step back, and try something different. There's no harm, there's no foul. It's just sometimes things work. We get complacent. We just need some other challenge. We need to think of food in a little bit of a different way. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it all works. And it's, I think you'll feel a little bit more freedom. You will feel a little bit more open to trying things. You won't go to the store and just go right to this. You will look and say, hey, I can fit that in. And you're going to buy it and you're going to feel really good about it. And that's the thing, when you buy something, you're like, I feel really good about that. Like buying that bread today felt very, empowering. I didn't have to go, oh, I can't. Now I'm like, you can have it. It's doable. And I was excited. I couldn't wait to go home and have it. And I had it for breakfast this morning because I could not wait to have it. And it just, it's life. And life is short and you need to eat. Eat the food you love. And find a way to fit them in. Portions, serving sizes. That is the key. And with those tips, you will be successful. So if you enjoyed this here, let me know with a big old thumbs up. If you're not, hit that subscribe button. Join us here at Dish with D. I would love to have you as part of my YouTube family. And I will dish with you another day. Bye-bye for now.